think Sheik told me that this trial's pretty hard. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed!
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Oh boy. This is like something Eclipse would really like. That's just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put a sad face, it looks super negative.
Yes, indeed!
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I
Now
can't
then.
wait!
Please get in the elevator. I'll see you all down there. He did that shit. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. And the person is here. That person is one of us. Alright guys, you know the drill. If you don't know, go ahead and make a guess. Who you think killed Sakura? I'll give you guys a minute. Right. Blue Phoenix is going with Hero. Sheik, the big bad Makoto. Basically it's about to be trial time, Tumor. We're just trying to figure out, or we're taking guesses on who murdered Sakura. I don't know, there wasn't really too much evidence, so... Oh, good lord. What's up, Short? You'll be right this time, you know it. You gonna kiss Byakuya? Linky. I guess here. Wait. Byakuya, okay. Just call me Potato or Toko too. Sure, why not? Welcome, Toko too. She killed herself. Manimal's going Hero. Alright, is that all our guesses? I am actually going for Hero as well, so...
Don't look at me!
I said it before and I say it again, it wasn't me. The culprit is one of us, make no mistake about it. Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you? How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey.
Standing around here isn't gonna do any good. Let's get going. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator. With each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our still prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. Eh, there's not that many of us now, huh? The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunky sounds. It fell lower and lower, and suddenly, as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to a complete end? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Danganronpa. Shit, I didn't get too many bonus skill points. Steadies your aim a little, effective during non-stop debate and Hangman's Gambit. Non-stop debate, yeah, I don't really need that. I didn't get any bonus points. Puts hands down, brah, and watches intent. Yeah, clips are weird. Alright guys, truth bullets one more time, we ready? Because this case is actually fairly shaky for me. Victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. A chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumping forward. Who's ignoring your comments? Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she vomited blood. A magazine was found in the front of the shelf of the magazine. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There's currently no explanation for how a blood stain would have appeared so far away where the victim was found. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. A Monokuma figure was found laying in the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. There are a number of red bottles on a shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that got broken to get into the rec room were found both around and underneath the container. So that means that the container had to be on the chair, right? The fresh handprint was found in the lockers. Rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locked room, there's no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yashihiro asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he'd never went to see her. In fact, had still not seen her all that day. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also never claimed she never went to see her. A small bit of garbage actually fell out of Yoshihiro's pockets. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not one. No blood was found on either of her hands. All of the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against the intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. Of course a hand bra exists, bro. Have you ever seen in Japan, they got that the boob, what's it called? Like the neck warmer thing, whatever the fuck that is, the boob scarf? On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. On a shelf in the Chem Lab section contains supplements, Section B contains reagents, and Section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as Section C had been placed on the Section A shelf. There was a broken bottle in front of the Chem Lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would have been spilled after the incident took place. After the incident took place. So the poison was spilled after the incident took place. Okay. Someone had left footprints and powder spilled in the Chem Lab. These footprints appeared. And remember, these footprints are smaller than Makoto's footprints. Alright, let's do it, y'all.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Oh,
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Leave it to Aoi.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that, right? Always a cunt. Okay.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us? No, it's wrong!
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw.
No, what's wrong? Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it. I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room.
Oh, good lord.
Got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You are hostile.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Shining message.
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Shining a message.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on. When Kyoko found that magazine with the dying message in it, it was... Ah, fuck. On the magazine shelf, right?
I got it!
Yeah.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case... that clearly contradicts what Hiro just told us.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
So does that mean... No, the magazine can't be on the ground because there's a gigantic blood stain on the ground.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
He said that he saw the dying message when he first found the body. But at that time, where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out...
What's your problem?
I don't think this is gonna work.
Makes total sense.
I actually don't know what the fuck this is. Dying message when he first found the body.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No,
Ooh.
it's wrong.
Shit.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is.
Vienna
Toko.
sausage.
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Oh, you're a masseuse, Manimal?
I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt.
That's gonna be a new
He wrote it.
sub-perk.
And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Free massages. Without a doubt. Oh, absolutely, I do that. Yeah, I know why. Oh god, I gotta do this. I hate this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. Show me the.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
What?
She used her toes.
Who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her! Please, just let me explain what happened.
You're admitting to killing her?
I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help you give you some energy. Oh sure, thanks.
And that's all she said.
What's up, Dragon?
After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What would he have to do after writing the message that doesn't make sense?
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, Who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Well, it's gotta be.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We have reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. And I have to prove that. Well, I guess most of us were wrong, huh, guys? Summary, status of Sakura's body, yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but that doesn't end there. Something that proves the wounds on her head? Okay.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind.
I think that was it.
And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just once.
Never mind,
No,
got it.
it's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
That's a hobby.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Yes.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy.
Makoto, you tell her.
If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Now, you know what I'm thinking now, Linky? What I think is... Hiro hit her once in the head. Toko hit her the second time. But Sakura had already taken the poison by herself. So I don't know which one of those is going to end up being the death of her, but we'll see. What's up, Staunch? I feel like it's starting to come clear. That connection must be... It's the object and the figure each Monokuma bottle's holding. Because I don't see any other way unless someone spiked her poison on purpose. Which I guess is true too. Well, gee, they didn't make this simple, did they? I feel like I'm playing like one of those old Space Invader games or something.
Now I understand.
You hate chess? Chess hates you.
That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was... the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain.
Really, Sheik?
In chess, there are 6 different pieces.
It's actually the one I don't like the
The
most.
queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
So there's a queen.
And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Wow, Toko actually did something.
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
I totally thought Toko was gonna make it the whole way.
That bottle could
And then,
have
like-
disappeared any time before the murder.
Kill herself over some fangirl bullshit.
It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in.
Oh, I remember
Maybe then
Chess
you'll
Master now.
understand.
That was kind of like the animated chess game back then, right? Wait, the bottle was missing. Wait, okay, I didn't see. Fuck. It was completely intact. Nope.
Shoot!
Alright, it was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
I swear Ioi doesn't do anything useful.
What is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence proves that is. Kyoko and I figured it out before. Yeah. Wait, where's this one? Right? Nope.
Shoot!
Wait, what are we looking for? It wasn't just a single broken bottle and the evidence that proves it is. Oh, is this the weight thing? Oh, this one.
I got it!
Yeah.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of
Hydrodynamic.
the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is
Bottle was excited.
there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Was involved in this case. It must have been used by bowling aficionados.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
Some random bowler comes in and kills somebody.
The second wound on Sakura's
Strike.
head came from that second bottle.
Turkey.
Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
How does Hiro even
Hiding
function?
in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And if I have it, she left it there for anyone to find. A new element. Oh god, really? Alright. So far, you've probably been pressing Y during your final strike without a second thought. Oh, we're gonna do another debate. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Debates are the things I hate the second most. Now you have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup d'etat. Coup de grace. You select it the same way as during a non-stop debate. Simply press the left B button. Also, like the debate, if your logic is set to kind, you have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're gonna pretend you're set to mean just this once. Nice. Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you. Sheik, are they serious? I'm only halfway through the game? The fuck? Yeah, alright.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie! That's enough!
This should prove it.
Thank God, dude. Really? Only halfway?
Did you know someone
Jeez.
left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
Well, it's probably,
It doesn't.
Genocide
Okay, then.
Jill, maybe?
Let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's
Master.
note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her.
Guess who's back?
There
It
we
was your
go.
fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible.
And Tasmania,
It's her.
thanks for the
I murdered
follow.
someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Here we go.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Oh, fuck. I thought that would work. I want to stab your seriously adorable, serious face off.
Shoot! I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was... I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise?
Ogre's covered in blood.
So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there.
Oh. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in the front of the magazine shelf.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? While everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Lockers because...
I got it!
I was in the
Even
locker.
before we open the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
I love how two people just randomly decided to hit Sakura in the head
Okay then.
when they didn't really
Was she
mean to
hiding?
or want to.
What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you
Dakota.
not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Right, Tumor. It was that fucking candy bar killed her. She has a massive allergy to candy. Just kidding, she didn't even eat it.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her.
No, it's wrong! According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
Yeah, she went up in her mouth.
God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Check the mouth.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no
Jinkies.
mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Oh, poison you just showed us.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I gotta find.
I mean,
yeah, don't worry
this.
about it. Yakuga put the bottle of poison to his lips, and
Master!
we were so shocked at what we seen, all we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
I do.
Oh no! Master's
Oh
in
yeah.
real trouble!
There's green text on my
Drink
clothes.
some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuga and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Filled with protein powder. Which would mean conversely, the poison must have been in. Could it be? Oh no. 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 Oh my god, really? What does that say? 14. Drink. Yeah.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Hey, so Butters, how come you only come to my chat to harass Eclipse? You don't harass me anymore.
What?
That's
You hardly
all it
acknowledge
took
me now.
To kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
You chose from Pyro. What's up, sir?
Shoot!
Damn it. What's up, man? How you doing? I don't remember you harassing me yesterday. When was this?
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I guess I went a clue too fast.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves
Oh,
no
dude.
doubt that they're connected.
You're playing baseball? Is it cold up there?
What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway,
Oh, man. Being an
I'd
ump is
rather you
arguably
hear it
worse,
straight
because you gotta
from
stay
me,
out there
you
the
know?
whole time.
Ogre's killer was...
yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
What the fuck?
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
Hina did it?
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Yeah, Leon.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Oh man, you got rained on too? Dang.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto,
How many
that left
webcams
only
you have?
one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
This can't be right.
Without it, can't you believe?
Hina did it.
Well, it's just the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious.
Oh crap,
Too
that
easy.
capture's still there, huh?
It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
Whoops. Sorry, guys.
That was
I was setting up the highlight for the break.
nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison.
I
and
was
the
setting up for the
protein.
break. So,
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please.
so I'm taking a
I'd like
break
to know
after this
too.
trial.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go
What
ahead,
game do you
Hina.
want me to play, Butters?
Start from the moment you arrived.
What's
at
up,
the
Canadian
town hall.
Rider Nerd?
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First, you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Then it wasn't her.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm probably gonna play more of that this next week, Butters. We got 2 more episodes to play. Maybe after we beat this. Footprints in the powder, cannot show up, source of powder.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream the second one of this game. And I'm gonna stream Sonic Mania along with the Life is Strange prequels over the course of the next few weeks, so...
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle...
Oh, wait. I put the bottle back into Section A.
Then I took the bottle with the poison in it...
I get it.
...and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Sonic.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C
To Section A.
Later. Ethan Carter. Did I say
You said you
Sonic
went
the
to get
Hedgehog?
Poison from Section C.
Sonic.
And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What is all the footprint?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple.
Yeah, guys, if you want me to get references and stuff and do the trial at the same time, it's not gonna work, okay? So be nicer.
If you look at the footprints,
Shit.
your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit
Was
some new
Byakuga having
evidence.
like a colon
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
coloscopy?
Are you sure? After all, You're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The blue glass.
I got it!
Yeah.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Break the rec room window. According to what Hina told us. Fuck, I don't remember what she told us. The poison should have been in section... Oh, she put the poison back, so it should have been in C. No.
shoot!
God damn it.
What's strange is that I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
There's evidence, sir. It's open. Yeah, it's because the glass was underneath it, right?
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before—
The room was unlocked. Okay, source of the powder, empty protein drink.
When
Empty protein drink. Okay, yeah, I know what to do.
there's not a doubt
Shit,
in my
we're low on
mind.
time.
Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room—
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken.
Butters, I thought you were calling them
So it
hubcaps.
had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it—
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
Waifu.
That's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it
Husbando.
knowing what it was?
Well, you're women, so
Such
you're the
ridiculous
experts.
fiction is—
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Oh, I know who did it. Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying!
Sakura definitely went to C-section. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it and make her accept it. Are we gonna duel again? I gotta duel my wife? Yep. It's been coming, hasn't it, babe?
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the
This should prove it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hina,
Especially with less
did you
people.
know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
What the fuck, dude? Hina was willing to take the blame and get us all killed over this
What
shit.
was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
I'm about to kick her out of my waifu
It's only
club.
our instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled.
But I still like seeing her body, so.
So the person who spilled the powder by
She's
the
been
shelf
demoted
wasn't Hina,
from waifu
but
to,
Sakura.
concubine.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first
True,
place?
staunch. True.
The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. Only one way to explain it. Welcome back, Eclipse. Shit, I don't really know. To be perfectly honest. Let's see, it wasn't Hina. Could we go right back to Hero, you think? Poison. Shit, I'm completely fucking lost. It's not Byakuga. Hero. Aoi. Oh, I know. Hold on.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
So you're saying
Holy crap,
it
Power.
was suicide?
I don't believe it.
Thanks for the bits, dude.
I believe I can fly.
It's more bits than anyone's ever donated.
I can't believe it either. Or rather,
You break Sheik's record of 400. Thank you so
when
much,
you
dude.
really
I
think
appreciate
about
it.
Everything matches up.
Oh my god, let's give a shout out to Lots of Pyro. Shout out Lots _of_ Pyro. So Lots of Pyro, he does lots of let's see, what's that game called? The one where you build stuff, Minecraft. He does Minecraft stuff. I've seen him do a couple shooter games, like he plays Rainbow Six, I believe it is, or whichever one's the terrorist versus the counter-terrorist. And he's a good guy, so check him out. CSGO, that's it, okay. Before, you know. So I'll hook a brother up. Give him a follow.
Sakura went and got
Thank you so much, Pyro. You the man.
She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it.
Not like this.
All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Yakuga created the room in secret.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did.
But then people
She
hit her in the
sat there,
head.
drank the poison, and breathed her last breath.
What the fuck? She's
And
trying to
the
kill
empty bottle of
herself.
Poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
She's trying to kill herself and two people hit her in the head.
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation,
Alright.
didn't you?
Hina's off my wife list.
When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
No one guessed Sakura, huh?
You said you were going to go get everyone else.
Let's
But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers.
Just
wasn't
kill
it?
everybody.
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Yeah,
while
right.
everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
Are you
That's
kidding
enough,
me?
Hina. It's over.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
Not! Nothing's over!
Does she realize we all die?
Actually, no. You're right.
We
have
all
to
die?
end this properly.
What the fuck? Like we... Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, we all fucking die if that happens. Why does she want to kill everybody? Just because their fucking best friend died? Sakura wanted to talk to Hiro, Toko, and one other person. Look at Byakuga's face, dude. Toko got to the rec room and hid somewhere. What was it in the Monokuma battle? Sheik, thanks for the bits again. Sheik's awesome too. If you stream Sheik, I'd give you a shout out, but Sheik's in lots of streams, so gotta wait to buy more bits. Yeah, it was like, to be honest, it was hard to connect everything in that trial, and I'm not done, so I guess I shouldn't talk, but what was in the Monokuma battle that Hiro and Sakura hit Sakura with? That is probably this one. Yeah. Look at that, he looks all badass there, like he has some chi power or something. What did Hiro choose to try to cover up the murder he thought he'd committed? At this point, Toko, who was in the locker, I guess got out. Want your new PC's built? Yeah. What did she do with the magazine that had the dying message written on it? Put it backwards. So I wonder if Sakura must have thought that Toko hit her the first time. But she passed out from the blood, I guess. What was the Monokuma bottle? The queen. And she got up again anyways, what the fuck? What actually killed Sakura came from the chem lab, right? And that's apparently where we saw her. There was something on the floor near Sakura's body, which someone grabbed. What was it that they switched with the bottle of poison and left in the rec room? Yeah, I got this backwards. Alright, let's try it out.
The killer is you!
Yeah, I like how Sakura got hit in the head twice and still got up and, like, killed herself.
This began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya.
Never read notes. That's why I learned in this game.
One of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
I fucked it up? What? Isn't that the hiding spot? I guess it must have gone backwards then. So... this is Toko getting out. That's Toko getting in.
The killer is you! But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
This reminds you of watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And the duelist ran for 20 minutes. You fool, you fell into my trap card.
Into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder
Hey
on
Sheik,
her.
does this actually have a manga? Not just an anime series?
But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
Hey, Cliffs.
She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack.
Uh-oh,
When
SpaghettiOs.
she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's
Oh, really? The
head.
games were the original things? Oh,
Assuming Sakura really was dead this time,
interesting.
she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon.
So pro tip,
Even after those 2 blows, she was still alive.
don't meet people in an alcohol room.
So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
Lots of bottles.
It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab.
Chemical X, the Powerpuff Girls.
She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go and watch the anime once I'm done with all these.
And there,
Just to see how they
she took a
stylized
final
it.
breath.
Even though I'm gonna know what happens. Unless they changed it around. I don't know.
Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground.
So I don't get this. Are we gonna actually punish Hina for this? Because she didn't
While
technically
nobody
kill
was
her.
looking, replaced it with an empty protein can.
I would
They
spank
did
the
all this
fuck out of Hina for
specifically to
this.
place all the suspicion on
You're
themselves.
like, bitch, you think your friendship is more important than 6 fucking
in an
lives?
attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
The game's better though. Oh yeah.
was you, Hina.
Yeah.
That's the full truth of the case.
Plus she's the fan service. You can't punish the
Sakura
fan service.
took her own life. And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
You were banned from the room, dude.
Oh, well, I mean,
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams.
Spanker.
That's what makes us so complicated.
That's all you get, Butters.
That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
If you had to spank Butters, you'd be up all night.
See? Didn't I tell you?
She's like a fucking
When you
T
dismiss
1000
other
and
people's
shit.
feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Boo, I got a B. I have failed my family, I got a B. I have to completely disown everything. I'm not worthy of my parents and my ancestors and my blood. I must kill myself. Seppuku! Anyway, still an A.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
We're not gonna vote.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Damn, the time limit on that was really close.
I can feel my energy draining out of me.
I was under
Well,
2 minutes,
whatever.
right? For the whole
You
case.
don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote.
Well,
So, who will be chosen as the Blackened?
Let's cast on
Will
Sakura.
you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
It's pretty long.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Fuck, I gotta take a break. Oh well. Sakura. Ina's stupid. Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire
Okay, we're done here.
existence.
What did you say?
So that's the truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of
What are you
us.
thinking?
And yet you, why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
I'll take a break after this, so... Because that's exactly what I wanted. Oh my god. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her, so that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Oh, I was gonna play into as much of Chapter 5 as I can tonight. I'll take about a 15-minute break in a little bit. I'll leave you guys with a highlight too, so you won't be too bored. How about 12 minutes, we'll take a break, if this doesn't take 12 minutes. And I don't take too many breaks, but I'm trying to beat this damn game, and I'm only fucking halfway after putting like, what, at least 40 hours almost into this? Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For serious?
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. You realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just wanting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note. Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Case 5 is like 5 hours? Holy shit. Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this!
my closest friend got hurt. Sakura,
I...
because of me, my friends are all gonna kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But,
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina,
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
they're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
Hina, you came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein shake she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura.
Please!
Let me in, please, open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. You know, we killed her, all of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt, right? When you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but...
Hey!
It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion of what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep!
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. But Hina already...
Too bad!
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true!
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable!
Oh, don't say lie. It just makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy, I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? End scene cut.
And?
So then what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic harmony narrator voice.
Hey, hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
And isn't it just unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of the story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez, talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plans changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to Phil. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret.
We're still reading the note.
I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Basically, to surmise the note, Sakura was the spy of the mastermind. They weren't expecting Sayaka to take the first shot at Leon. And so he was originally sent there to kill someone and get things started, or she rather. But eventually, living with everybody and seeing all the despair, she decided to fight against the mastermind, but he had her dojo hostage somehow, so she kind of let him control her for a while. That's kind of how it went. Of course, that's because I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe an oxymoron, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion and disharmony. And Jinsai Jill fucked her up there. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of the conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I am willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong, too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you all from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to have to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I want you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully they'll see then.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyways. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're not in the wrong for tricking... Or, excuse me. First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her, I can't blame her, and nobody can blame Hina either. I blame Hina. So... Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered because the one we need to destroy is you, no one else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyways, are you sure about that? The killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of this game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear of for the game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
And there's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that's to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Yakuga, does that mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having a fun time.
What the heck?
Fun time? Anyways, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
In a moment, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh heavens no, just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bearer ×1 rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yahoo!
So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. Special guest.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
The fuck? Oh no. Shit. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about that grilled goodness. So... to explain it to you, Dragon... the second case in this series, Chihiro died. Chihiro was the ultimate programmer. He, before he died, he got a laptop from a room we found, and he put on this really advanced AI that mirrored his personality called Alter Ego. We had hidden Alter Ego's presence from the mastermind, which is the bear, up until now, and Alter Ego wanted to go get connected to the internet, so we connected her in this secret room that we thought he had a chance of not getting discovered, but he got discovered, so that's that. So Chihiro dies a second time, basically. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at. I'm with him on that one. Grilled's fucking the bomb.
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay. Yeah, smoked might be better than grilled. Just I don't do smoke too much. So it's okay. It's for the sake of everyone else. I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul as my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to a fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. Yeah, you can never go wrong with fried, except maybe heart stuff, huh? How dare you, that was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him. Is that what you call animism? Where soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. You know what I'm thinking? Hopefully Alter Ego fucking escaped somewhere out in the internet. I don't know if he could copy himself. I just gotta hope that for now. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him?
Actually...
Finally? No, I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. You got freeze frame again? Alright, man, well, have a good night, dude. Sorry it's not working out. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in the laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you get access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everyone who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they've all made us stronger. They all make us stronger. Okay. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yep, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Huh? Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go.
Hello.
Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, so I've learned one thing. Which is... the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brains rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad, you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I'd let any of you greaseballs have it. But...
too bad.
Sucks for you, losers. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not gonna just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you. Well, whatever, who cares? What some dead musclehead has to say.
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long. Think hard. Those were his parting words before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school. The mastermind did something to us. Kyoko said something like this before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me, what did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge the thoughts like that.
Yo,
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
but
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But I must still feel responsible. That'll back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. Why are you talking? What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? The mug command is basically, the more people that try to mug the nurse bot, the higher the reward is, but the lower the chances of success are for everybody. But there can be partial wins, etc. So basically it's like taking a chance with a gamble, you know? So, I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That is absolutely not happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
What about the following numbers? What do you mean? Sleazeball.
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you're a sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently, you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse. Give and take me. I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak.